And hello teachers and good afternoon. Magandang hapon po sa inyong lahat and welcome to our Google Workspace for Education Fundamentals Training Program. Okay, so for this afternoon, this is actually our first session. This is a three-part session po, okay, ng ating CPD program. Okay, um, that has been accredited by the CPD Council, okay, for 5 CPD units. Okay, so yung pong ating mga officially accepted na participants, okay, for this training program na will get 5 CPD points, okay, upon completion of all the requirements for our 3 training sessions. So this is part 1 pa lang po. Okay, so this is our introduction session. Okay, so before tayo po mag-start, I'd like to first invite everyone to Okay, medyo nag-e-echo daw po. Let me know teachers kung the audio is good, okay? Or nagkakaroon po tayo ng echo sa audio natin, okay? And I'll do something about it. Okay? Okay, so teachers, okay, before we start our session for today, I'd like to greet everyone first. Good afternoon at magandang hapon po sa inyong lahat na nandito po ngayon, okay? At our part no, of our training session for today. Okay, no, some clarifications lang okay, before we even start, no, okay, for everyone's information. Okay, so this is a CPD accredited session. Okay, so as I mentioned, okay, everyone will be those that were accepted no will be getting a 5 CPD points okay upon completion of the requirements. Okay, now how do we know if we were accepted into the program? Okay, the only way for you to know that if you have been accepted to the program is if you have received an email from us okay, indicating that you are part of the 1,000 slots no given to all participants. Okay? Ngayon, kapag naka-receive ka nung email na yon, okay, you will be invited to a Google Classroom with all the requirements and all the instruction about the CPD program. Okay? But otherwise, teachers, okay, this training program is also open for all. Okay? So lahat pa rin po, no, regardless if you were accepted into the program or hindi, okay, pwede po kayong sumali, pwede po kayong mag-join sa mga training sessions natin. Okay? Only, yung pong mga hindi talaga accepted dun sa CPD program natin, okay, they will only get our usual certificate, which is the certificate of participation. Okay, so I hope that's clear po. Okay? Yeah, Teacher Marie-Liz Ragpa, I hope that I answered your question already, okay, about accepted participation. Okay, don't worry teachers, okay, sa mga hindi po na-accept, no, again, you can still participate in our program for today. At kung palari naman po, no, next time, okay, we are offering monthly CPD accredited programs naman po. Okay, so teachers, before tayo mag-start, I'd like to first introduce myself. Yes, maraming salamat, Teacher Desiree. So once again, I'm Franco Nicolopi Adun, okay, one of the administrators of Kaagapay Teacher Support, okay, a Google Certified Trainer, a Google Certified Innovator, and a Google Certified Coach in the Philippines. Okay, so I'll be handling the training program for the next few days, okay, for today, tomorrow, and on Thursday. Okay, I'm also facilitating the entire training program. Okay, so that will be me, no? So medyo magkasawa po tayo ng konti, no? Well, for the past few sessions naman, mostly ako po yung nakikita niyo, no? So, I hope hindi po kayo magsawa, no, sa aking pagmumukha sa few days po, teachers, no? Okay, I'll try to help and do as much as I can, no, in order to help you in this training program. Okay? Okay, so let's get into our session already para po tuloy-tuloy tayo for today, no, at hindi po tayo magkaroon ng problems. We'll be having a 5-minute break later on, okay, para po magkaroon lang tayo ng sort of like a health break, no, at of course, stretch break and CR break or merienda break, no, later on. Okay? Yan, maraming salamat, Teacher Desiree Dino, no, for that. Okay? Yes, no. Refresher na rin, kung sakali mang nakapag GCE L1 na kayo or you've undergone trainings like this because I know Teacher MJ, for example, Teacher MJ Mitra, and the EdTech unit have been very, very proactive in providing training programs, okay, for teachers. Okay, so first of all, okay, just a reminder for everyone, okay, that this training is open for all. Okay, so wala pong discrimination, no? Okay, hindi ko po i-close or hindi po namin i-limit, no, yung mga taong nag-attend ng training program natin for today. Okay, so you can definitely join us, okay, anytime if you want. Okay? Participation, even for example, those who will be doing this as a replay, you can also do so. Okay? So pwede pong i-replay. Yung mga official participants po natin sa CPD program na medyo late, pwede nyo pong i-replay ito later on. Okay? Participants can get a certificate of participation upon accomplishing the evaluation form. So lahat po na nandito ngayon, teachers, okay? Regardless kung kasama po kayo dun sa CPD program, okay? After you have accomplished the evaluation link, you will also get the certificate of participation. Okay? And as well as for those officially accepted into the CPD program, instructions were given in the Google Classroom. Okay? Meron naman pong question from Teacher Cherry Reyes. Once again, if you receive an email, okay? So teachers, moving forward, no, lahat po ng CPD program natin, kung kayo po ay accepted, you will receive a email. Kung hindi po nakatanggap ng email with the details of the CPD program, ibig sabihin, hindi po natanggap, baka po next time naman po ulit. Okay? Yes po, Teacher Victor, no, lagi po tayo magkakaroon ng batches na from here on. Okay, so tuloy-tuloy na po tayo, batch 18, 19, 20 in the next succeeding months po natin. Okay, so ito na po yung isa sa mga magiging mainstay CPD program po natin for all our teachers. Okay, so kung hindi natanggap ngayon, don't worry, may next month pa ulit. Okay, so for our training objectives for today, okay, TG vlogs, evaluation, and instruction for the attendance for today will be given at the end of our session. Okay? So for our training objectives, teachers, there are two important objectives for this training program. The first one is to prepare for the GCE L1 and L2 examination. So this is partly the fundamentals and also partly advanced. Okay, so kung kayo po ay nakapag L1 na, may benefit pa rin kasi meron akong mga i-cover na medyo advanced in terms of level. Okay, and of course, overall, what we want is to gain confidence and proficiency in using Google Workspace for education. Okay, so that's the overall objectives, okay, for our training program for today. Okay, mamaya po yung mga questions po natin about this training, about the CPD program and everything, I will answer towards the end, no, sa ating question and answer part po. Para lang po dire-diretso ako, and of course, yung momentum natin is actually carried all throughout our session for today. Okay? So some FAQs first, frequently asked questions kay of our teachers, kay, and kung ano po natin, no, na laging kailangan kong sagutin, okay, para sa mga teachers natin. Okay, the first FAQ is that how do we pay for the training? Okay, yan. Okay, big question po ng mga teachers natin to. Okay, teachers, lahat po ng training program from Kaagapay Teacher Support, regardless if it's a CPD program or a non-CPD program, lahat po ng programs namin are free. Walang bayad, okay? So dapat po wala kayong binabayaran, no? Kasi wala pong natatanggap si Sir Franco na anything from participants, okay? Ang lagi ko lang pong request, teachers, okay? Isang thank you lang siguro. Pag nagkita tayo, isang coffee lang siguro, sakto na po tayo dyan, okay? But otherwise, no, teachers should not be paying anything, okay? Teachers, don't forget that we're doing this. No, ito pong mga program na mga free programs po natin is a gift to all teachers. Isa po itong bayad, no, sa mga teachers natin who have been sacrificing a lot for the education of our Filipino students. Okay? So kami naman po yung mag-aalaga sa inyo. So habang inaalagaan niyo po yung mga students nyo, kami naman po mag-aalaga sa inyo behind the scenes. No? Okay? At we will support you through trainings, through programs, and whatever there is to help you with. Okay? Pero lahat po yan, libre. Okay? Libre po for all teachers po. No? Okay? So regardless po kung kayo ay newly graduate, senior, or 10 years in the work, no? Wala po kaming exclusion dito at wala rin po kaming pinipili. Basta teacher kayo, you're good here. We will take care of you. Okay? Second, how will we access resources for the training? Okay? So teachers, ito na po ang ating for those who are interested to access the training resources that will be used here. Natanggap na po itong mga resources na to ng ating mga CPD accredit ng CPD program applicants natin. Yung mga natanggap po sa CPD program, they also got this. But for you teachers, pwede nyo rin po itong ma-access using this website, no? https://sites.google.com/access.edu.ph/kaagapay/GCE. GCE training, okay? Or you can easily scan this QR code para po ma-access nyo yung mga training resources for this training program as well. Nandyan po, no? When you scan that and when you access that link, okay, you will have an access to a checklist of all the skills needed for the Google Certified Educator examination. You will also see a slide deck, no, for that allows you to train or to practice certain skills. And of course, meron din diyang PDF that talks about what to expect from the examination. Okay? So yan po yung mga matatanggap niyo dyan sa link na yan. No? Let me also send that link later on. Okay? So sa mga gusto pong makakuha ng training program na yun, no? Let me also send you the link to that, okay? Via the chat. Also later on, sisend ko ulit yan towards the end of our training program, okay? Para po ma-access nyo, no? Basically po, yung link na yan brings you to brings you to an open access training program, okay? So sa mga wala pong may oras, no, okay? At nahihirapang mag-squeeze in ng oras para sa kanilang training program, okay? Ginawa ko po yung open access training program na yan for those people na medyo busy po sa schedule nila at hindi makasali sa mga synchronous training sessions. Ayan po. Nilagay ko na rin po sa chat natin ang ating link, no? That's for the open access training program. Nandiyan din po lahat ng materials natin. Okay? Okay. Third, FAQ, is this training required to take the examination? It's a big no. Ito po yung medyo misconception ng mga teachers, no? Is that for them to be able to take the examination, kailangan muna nilang mag-training. Okay? While it is encouraged na mag-training po tayo para sa Google Certified Educator's examination, kaya hindi po talaga siya requirement. Okay? Hindi po yan hinahanap ni Google. Okay? But it's always encouraged kasi medyo malalim at medyo malawak, no? Yung coverage ng Google Certified Educator's examination. So, a review is really helpful. Okay? So, giving it some time to review, sit down on it, no? Pag-aralan ulit yung mga skills, okay, is actually very helpful in passing your Google Certified Educator's examination. Okay? And then, is it okay for me to not take the examination? Say, for example, I just want to learn about Google Workspace for Education at hindi po ako mag-exam. Pwede po ba yun? The answer to that is yes. Okay? So, hindi po natin kailangan, hindi po talaga required naman. Kung ayaw niyo po mag-exam, pwede namang hindi kayo mag-exam. Pero at least, at the very least, no, sana po may matutunan kayo sa akin, okay? Or sa training program na to. Okay? And the last one is, how do I pay it forward? Okay, teachers? Ito lang yung request namin, no? Since lahat po ng training program natin are for free, okay, at libre po para sa lahat ng teachers, regardless if CPD or non-CPD, ang gusto lang po namin sana, i-share nyo po, okay? Sharing is caring. So kapag po natuto kayo sa amin, may naibahagi kami sa inyo, share it to other teachers as well in your school, okay? Mag-conduct po kayo ng mga training sessions, okay? Or maybe invite your co-teachers here in our community para matuto din po sila or matulungan din po namin sila, okay? So, let's help each other, okay? Kahit po patapos na yung pandemic, kahit medyo nag-o-okay na yung situation, okay? Let's keep that community of teachers, no, burning and really helping each other, no? Kasi yan ang isa sa pinaka naging mahalagang aspeto ng pandemya for all of us, no, yung having a co-teacher or having a community of teachers supporting each other. So sana po ituloy-tuloy po natin yan. Okay? So yan lang po ang hiling namin. Nothing else. Okay? Wala pong GCash, walang Paymaya, walang wire transfer ng pera papunta sa Kaagapay Teacher Support. Okay? Yan, Teacher Richard, I'll be discussing everything about Google Certified Educator's examination a little later. Okay? Okay, so normally po, no, kung kayo po ay natanggap dun sa Google Certified sa CPD program, you should have all of this as well. Pero yung pong mga nag-access sa website, no, you will also get to see this except the Google Classroom. Kasi yung Google Classroom po, exclusive dun sa mga natanggap sa Google Certified sa CPD program po natin. Okay? But again, our training materials that you should have by now, a checklist or the skills checklist, napaka-importante po niyan, ano? Okay? It allows you to exactly see nasan po kayo in terms of skills level, no, sa Google Certified as a Google Certified Educator. Okay? And then of course, meron kang task cards diyan, okay? Which you can use as a practice material, okay? para po, puwede niyong tingnan 'no, kung alam niyo na po yung mga skills, na nire-require para sa isang Google Certified Educator, okay? And of course, for those that were accepted in the training program, okay, or the CPD program, you will also receive the program flow and also the Google Classroom invitation. Okay? Ayan. Okay? We also have some teachers from Sumatra, Barat, Indonesia. Shout out to Teacher Sheena Gumba. No? Talagang kahit saan po tayo, no? Sa buong Pilipinas, sa ibang bansa, no? Maraming salamat, teachers, for that. Okay? And of course, teachers, ang isa sa pinakamahalagang aspeto ng training program natin, enthusiasm, okay? Ngayon, wag po natin kakalimutan 'no, kahit gaano po tayo kapagod, okay? Kasi isipin niyo na lang teachers, ako din pagod 'no, galing po ako sa trabaho, just came from work 'no, pero paglalaanan ko po kayo ng oras, okay? I will spend time with you 'no. So I hope that you also all 'no, exude that kind of enthusiasm to learn today, okay? And to open up 'no, to that so that we can learn more and we can learn further no as an educator. Okay, so let's bring that enthusiasm with us. Okay, let us bring that energy, that desire, that willingness, okay, to learn more about Google Workspace for education. Okay. So ngayon, let me now introduce you to the Google Certified Educators Examination. Okay? Let me see first siguro a quick survey, okay, of those who are in the chat right now. Can you all those who are already GCE L1, can you let me know if you are GCE L1 already? Okay? So just type in the chat GCE L1 certified. Okay, that's one. That's so that we can identify how many GCL1 are already in the chat because we already have okay. Meron na akong mga students before from my previous training sessions or participants in my other training sessions who have been certified already who are still here. Ayan, okay, sila Teacher Sheena Luna, etc. Yan, pakitype na lang po GCL1 certified if you have been certified already. Okay? But of course, kahit po L1 na tayo, okay? Thank you so much for still joining. Pero siguro yung mga L1 po natin, magiging katuwang ko na po, no? I will be asking help from them as well to help our teachers in the chat if there are questions that I will not be able to see or hindi ko po masagot. Okay? So, help me out teachers, no? Yung mga L1 na po natin sa ating chat this time. Okay? So again, si Google Certified Educator Level 1, okay? Well, actually, no, yung official name po niya ngayon is Educator Level 1 talaga, okay? Is a certification that verifies that you have the skills and knowledge to use the different Google for education tools in the classroom, okay? So, meron pong clause, no, key yung ating understanding for the Google certification, okay? So the first level is actually using the tools inside the classroom. Okay, so it's not just about, for example, knowing what is Google Classroom or what is Google Forms or what is Google or Gmail, no? Okay, all of this no requires that you can actually apply it and use it in the classroom. Okay, so yun yung clause po dyan. Okay, so kailangan we know the pedagogical aspect of using Google Workspace for education for our for in our line of work. Okay, so yan po ang Google Certified Educators Level 1. Okay, ngayon, some details about the examination. Okay, so the examination is a 180-minute examination. Okay, it is the examination is worth $10. Okay, so yan po no. Yan po, hindi po yan ibabayad sa kaagapay teacher support. Baka sabihin niyo po, Sir Franco, akala ko po wala kaming babayaran. Okay? Unfortunately, teachers, the examination is an external examination. Okay? Hindi po kami ang magbibigay niyan. No? Hindi po kaagapay teacher support. Instead, it's actually Google that will facilitate that. Okay? So that's worth $10 po. No? So hindi po yan dadaan kay kaagapay teacher support. Okay? Dadaan po yan papunta, diretso na po yan kay Google. Okay? And speaking of which teachers, okay, because hindi po kami nakokontento lang no, na magbigay ng libreng training, okay, we'll also be giving free training vouchers, okay, of free exam vouchers, okay. So out of the CPD participants po natin nandito ngayon, okay, 10 of you will be lucky enough no, to also receive a free exam voucher. So kahit po yung $10 exam na yan, sagot na rin po namin. Okay? So, but again, 10 lang po, no? Kasi kulang din po ang budget ng kaagapay teacher support. Okay? Now, the examination is composed of 35 multiple choice questions. Okay? Yes, no, welcome po, Teacher Marjo. Kasi po talagang mahal na mahal namin yung mga teachers, no? Libre training, libre vouchers na rin. Okay? Libre pa yung ano namin, yung hosting namin sa mga events natin. Okay? And of course, no, certification is good for 3 years. Okay? After which you'll have to retake your certification. Okay? Mukhang ako nga po, malapit na ako mag-recertification kasi I was certified last June 2020 ako na-certify. No? Okay? So I have 1 more year under my certification. Okay? Yes po. Welcome po, teachers. Okay, always for teachers. But teachers, ito po yung I hope that we also get to see, no, okay, the larger picture, okay? Because the Google Certified Educators Examination, level 1 is just your entry point, no, okay? Simula pa lang po yan ng journey nyo with Google professional development program, okay? You also have the level 2. So kung gusto niyo po mag-advance, okay, you also have the advanced level, which is the level 2, educator level 2, okay? And then, kung gusto niyo pong magkaroon ng mas specialized training and certification, tatlo po yung specialized certification program ni Google. For educators, it's called Innovator, Trainer, and Coach. Okay? So, so far po, no, ako po ay isang Google Certified Educator Level 1. Level 2, I'm also an Innovator, Trainer, and Coach. Okay? Pero hindi po yan required ng lahat, no? Yung Innovator, Trainer, and Coach. You can actually focus on just one. Okay? Ako lang po talaga ay pinapangan ko lang po ang sarili ko para I can help further, no? At mas makatulong po ako sa mga teachers natin by training myself and by providing more or immersing myself into training so that I could help you teachers more. Okay? So yan po, teachers, ang ating professional development program for teachers, okay, under Google. Okay, so yan po yung mga pwede nating tingnan at pwede po nating i-consider, no, as an educator. Okay? So far po, madami na tayong mga trainers in the Philippines. Thank you in particular to DepEd EdTech unit. Okay, they have a very good program, no, which is handled together with the Google partners in the Philippines, okay, and of course with DepEd, no, okay. So marami na tayong na-certify ng mga trainers in the Philippines, no, yung DepEd po natin. So maraming salamat po, DepEd EdTech unit, okay. Of course, no, special shout out to Teacher MJ Mitra, who have been very helpful and very active in helping teachers to become trainers. Okay? Yeah, and of course, that's really up to you, teachers, no? Okay, so for now, maybe can I get a survey, okay? Ano dito yung mas nag-a-appeal sa inyo, okay? Ngayon, bigyan ko lang kayo ng brief or orientation about these specialized programs, okay? Yung Innovator, okay, this is reserved for teachers, okay, who would like to explore the design thinking concept, okay? So, as an innovator, you will undergo a training and you will develop a program, no, or like a project, okay, that can help your community. That's the Innovator or the Google Certified Innovator. Okay, if you are more on the technical aspect of the products of Google, you might want to explore the Google Certified Trainer, wherein you will be certified, no, by showcasing that you are expert or you have mastered, no, the use of different Google Workspace for education. Okay, and of course, kung gusto mo namang mag-training, no, under the coaching model, okay, wherein you will be coaching teachers one-on-one, okay, you can become a Google for Education certified coach. Okay, so just a quick survey, ano ang pinaka nag-a-appeal sa inyo? Okay, do you want to be an innovator, a trainer, or a coach? Okay, so please put that in the chat if you want to be an innovator, a trainer, or coach lang. Kahit simple lang, no? Innovator, trainer, or coach. Okay, yun lang. Okay, para lang makita natin gaano kadami, no? And by the way, teachers, okay, if in case, no, you'll be pursuing any of these programs, okay, I also conduct free one-on-one coaching for teachers, okay, so that I could help you design a program and help you through the process of becoming an innovator, a trainer, or a coach. Okay, so sabihan nyo lang po ako, I have a coaching appointment page where you can book an appointment, no? And to book a coaching session with me, libre din po yun. Okay? Or you can simply message me. Alam ng mga teachers, no, that I reply via Facebook Messenger. Okay? So Message niyo lang po ako, okay? Kung hindi ko po ma-accept ang mga friend request niyo, sorry po, no, kasi puno na po yung aking friend list po. Okay? Okay, so that's it, teachers. Kaya ang ating uh, everything about the Google certified uh, educators, okay? And everything about ano no, the examination. Okay, so are there questions po bago tayo magpatuloy about the examination? Baka lang po meron mga questions kayo that you'd like to ask. Let me answer them first before we move on to our next slides po. Okay? Ayan, marami, for example, trainer, okay, ayan, kay may iba, magle-level 2 daw muna, okay? Good po yan, no? At least, nakikita niyo po yung progress niyo po, no? Okay, pero so far, marami akong nakita, it's either a trainer, or a coach, no? Surprisingly, marami ring mga innovators, no? Okay? Kasi bihira, no, yung nagpe-pursue ng innovators program. Pero napakaganda rin po ng program na yan. Okay? Okay, so let me now proceed, no? First to our next topic, which is on the 21st century learning and digital citizenship. Okay, so let me now, okay, put the Google Workspace into our into the context, okay, of the 21st century learning and the digital citizenship. Kasi napakahalaga po nito, no? Okay? When you do the Google Certified Educators examination, you will also encounter questions, okay, that talks about if a tool, okay, can be applied in the 21st century. So mahalaga din po na alam natin exactly, no, yung Google, yung 21st century learning, and of course, digital citizenship, so that we can really use Google Workspace in the classroom appropriately. Okay? Teacher Gerson Bada, I will have a separate orientation on the examination process. Okay? So what I just gave now is just an overview of the Google of the Google Certified Educators examination. Okay? So let's get into these, teachers. Okay? So when we think about 21st century learning, no? Okay? Malaking framework po actually, ano? Meron pa tayong P21 framework for that. Okay? Pero isa sa pinaka-importanteng framework po, no? Or framework that you have to look at when it comes to 21st century learning in relation to Google Workspace is what we call the 4 C's of the 21st century learning. Okay? Why? Because Google Workspace is primarily anchored on that. Okay? So napakalakas po, no? At napaka well integrated, okay, yung forces na yan, okay, sa system ni Google Workspace. Okay, so if you wherever you look, no, and wherever you whatever tools you're looking at, no, okay, you will always find some sort like a strength of that particular tool in one of the forces. Okay, so you will find, for example, that one of the tools, no, is very strong in collaboration. Oh well, in fact, no, most of the tools of Google Workspace for Education is actually very strong in collaboration. Okay, so again, when we say collaboration, we're basically talking about working together to reach a goal, putting talents, expertise, and smarts to work. Okay? So that's basically what collaboration is. Okay, and in the system of Google Workspace, that's one of the most emphasized, okay, 21st century aspect, which is collaboration. Kaya kung mapapansin niyo po, no, lahat ng mga tools natin, okay, from Google Workspace either allows you to share the document or invite a collaborator. That's always been the case. Okay? And of course, teachers, no, meron din tayong mga tools that are strong in critical thinking. So marami rin tayong mga tools that allows, no, students to develop critical thinking, which is looking at a problem in a new way and linking learning across, no, subjects and disciplines. Okay? Ito napaka-common nito, teachers, no? Okay? Something that our students would usually commit in our classes. Okay? Have you encountered or have you encountered the kinds of students, okay, who are very compartmentalized? Okay? I know that you have, at one point or another, okay? Pero if you can recall, no, meron tayong mga students na very compartmentalized na kunyari, may tinuro sa English, they will not apply those things, the skills and the knowledge in the English subject to other subject. Say for example, tinuruan sila ng citation sa English subject nila or sa language nila, And pagdating nila sa ibang subjects, say for example in social studies, okay, hindi nila ma-apply yung citation. Okay? So it's sort of, it's very hard for them to think that the subjects are actually connected, no, and should actually be working together. Okay, yan, totoo yan. Okay? So that's one of the things that we have to bridge, no, for our students to realize, okay, that ano no, these disciplines, okay, and subjects, okay, actually work together and should be in a way, no, perceived in a more collaborative, no, and interdependent manner. Okay? And of course, meron din tayong mga tools, no, that's very strong in communication. Kaya alam naman natin, nandiyan yung Gmail natin, nandiyan yung ating Google Chat, Google Meet, no, that were all opened by Google in order to facilitate communication, especially, no, during the pandemic. Okay? When it's very hard to conduct classes, no, during the pandemic. And of course, teachers, andyan po yung creativity. Okay? So shout out po sa ating mga MAPE teachers, okay, who are in charge of music, arts, and of course, no, physical and health, okay, physical education and health, okay. Pero ito, teachers, ang reminder ko to everyone, okay, for everyone, okay. Creativity is not only a mandate of our MAPE teachers. Okay? Kasi usually kapag tungkol sa creativity and expression, people would usually think, no, na MAPE at saka na MAPE yung in charge dito. So dapat sila yung nagbibigay ng assessments dyan, ng sessions dyan. Okay? While in fact, teachers, okay, creativity should exist across different subjects. Okay? Kasi creativity is one of the skills that are actually driving problem-solving skills. Okay? So sila yung mga talagang outside of the box thinkers, okay? Usually itong mga creative people na to, sila yung mga ngayon nasa Silicon Valley who are thinking about solutions, okay? Because when we say creativity, it also speaks about trying new approaches to get things done equals innovation and invention. We want innovators. We want inventors in the future. People who are, okay, constantly thinking about solutions, okay, constantly reinventing things, constantly rethinking how to do things better. That's the kind of people that we want. Okay? So, yes po, no? True for all subjects po dapat yan. Hindi lang po yan mandate ng ating MAPE teachers. Although, salute to all our MAPE teachers who have been doing an excellent job in cultivating creativity with our students. Okay? Ngayon, also part, no, aside from that context, okay, the Google Workspace for Education, no, is also in the context, no, or very closely tightly tied, no, to digital citizenship. Okay, actually may sarili pang course, no, ang Google when it comes to digital citizenship, okay, which primarily targets, no, that idea that our students should be very capable of handling themselves, no, online. Okay? Ngayon, ito yung isa sa mga clarifications natin that we have to make. Okay? That why digital citizenship is such an important factor, because one, teachers, okay, why digital citizenship is an integral part of the curriculum now, okay? It's no longer just like an option, okay? It's because, one, there is an increased use of internet for different classes, okay? So because of the pandemic, we brought, no, education online, okay? And therefore, our students should be very capable of operating online. Thus, digital citizenship curriculum, okay? Second reason why digital citizenship is such an important matter, it's because our digitally native students are not necessarily digital citizens. So they may know about technology, but not all of our students, okay, are capable of using technology appropriately. Would you agree, teachers? 'Di ba? Merong tech savvy, alam na alam niyang gamitin yung technology. He knows how to operate it. But in terms of like responsibility, in terms of like etiquette online, okay, do they really pass about that? I don't think so. Marami tayong mga ganyan. Tech savvy, but not necessarily ethically well when it comes to using the internet. And that's what we want. That's our also responsibility as teachers, no? To turn these digital native students, okay, into digital citizens, okay? that can contribute positivity, hindi more negativity in online setup. Okay? Na kapag nagpo-post sila, alam nila the responsibility about it. Okay? When they share information, they know exactly what to share, what not to share. That's the kind of students we want. Okay? Na kailangan natin. Ngayon, the question then is that when you think about digital citizenships, that how do we reap the benefits of digital space while managing the threats? Kasi napakaganda ng digital space, no? Okay, it allows you to access information, it allows you to communicate with people, it allows you to create these virtual spaces for learning, but together with these different benefits of the digital space also comes with that threats to our students, okay? Hacking, okay? Identity theft, okay? Or sometimes yung inappropriate content, okay? Or adult content that they don't want to access, or cyberbullying, okay? Is also present, no? So lahat ng mga threats na yun is also equally present as they access the internet, okay? So ngayon, how do we reap the benefits while managing the threats? Why do I call it managing? It's because we cannot avoid the threats. We cannot shut down and make the internet a beautiful place, an ideal place for everyone. The internet, the online space is not a utopia for our students. Okay, but even if it's flawed, teachers, okay, we can always manage the threats. Okay, so yan ang ating kailangan gawin. Okay, so to do that, okay, in order for you to reap the benefits of digital space while you are managing the threats, okay, you have to manage your digital footprint. And that's the same way with our students. Okay, kailangan alam natin exactly where we're accessing, what we are accessing, and what are we living in those places that we have access. That's managing your digital footprint. Okay? Because again, teachers, okay, no matter what we say, okay, false assumption lang yung sinasabi nilang privacy in the internet. Okay? False assumption po yan. Huwag tayong maniniwala dyan. Okay? Teachers, the moment you put an information in the internet, okay, there are always chances that people can access that, especially if we are not careful. Okay? So, your content in the internet, okay, regards, for example, nyari sa Facebook, even if you post and naka-private yung post mo, okay, that could easily be reshared pa rin ng mga tao. Okay? So, whenever you put things online, okay, imagine that content can easily become a public content. Okay? So, managing your digital footprint is always a must wherever you go, okay? In the first one, okay, whenever you want to manage your digital footprint is to create a strong password. Okay? So, yan po ang ating first and foremost na kailangan gawin. Okay? Ngayon, I have a suggestion. Gusto ko lang ipakita to para makita natin yung a possible way to create a strong password, okay? Ngayon, pero gusto ko munang mag-survey sa mga teachers natin dito, okay? So, whenever when talk about password, okay? Sino dito, okay? Just say present, okay? Sino dito yung mga teachers, okay? Who, dahil sa sobrang daming accounts, at daming mga different applications or websites na naka-enroll sila, okay? Is only using one password. Ayan. Ayaw makalimutan. So, ginawa isang password lang for everything. Okay? So, Facebook, Instagram, and all other websites and applications or accounts, isa lang ang password yan. Taas ang kamay, present. Okay? Ang mga teachers natin, ayan, ang dami. Guilty ang mga teachers natin. Okay? Ngayon, teachers, napaka-dangerous po niyan, Okay? Although, pwede niyong gawin yan siguro kung frequently nagbabago kayo ng password for everything, okay? Pero imagine niyo na lang, okay? Pag may naka-hack po ng inyong account, account, at nakuha yung password na yan, ubos lahat ng accounts niyo. Okay? So lahat yan ma-access po nila. Okay? O next question, next survey natin. Sino naman dito ang mga teachers na mayroong multiple passwords, okay? Sa iba't ibang account, yung hindi nag-uulit, Facebook, ibang account, Instagram, ibang account, ibang password, TikTok, ibang password, Gmail, ibang password, okay? Kaya lang, sa sobrang daming passwords, laging nagpo-forgot password. Ayan. Okay, kasi guilty rin tayo diyan 'no, yung dahil sa kaka-protect 'no, para hindi para iba-iba yung password, iba-iba naman, lagi namang nakalimutan, lagi namang nag-forgot password. Parang nagagalit na yung IT personnel kasi parang lagi na lang nagre-reset ng password niya. Okay, 'yan. Sa teachers, okay, ito yung usually nagiging encounter nating problem, no, okay? Pero merong a very good strategy, no, in creating a password, okay? At ito rin yung ginagamit ko actually, teachers, okay? So, ang ginagawa ko lang, follow steps number 1 to 5, okay? Wherein I choose a phrase, no, na hindi ko makakalimutan. Something very, very important for me. Pero actually, hindi naman kailangan yung step number 1, okay? Parang to help you out lang to derive an 8 character password, okay? Ngayon, kapag meron ka ng 8 character password, okay? The next step, no, yun nga, magkakaroon ka na ng 8 character password. That's step number 2. Step number 3 is to switch 1 or 2 to uppercase. Kasi required po ang mga password, kailangan merong uppercase saka lowercase. Okay, so sa step 3, meron na tayong uppercase, lowercase. Okay? Step number 4 is to change 1 character to a number. Required din po ang mga passwords ngayon na meron ng number. Okay? So, uppercase, lowercase, number. Okay? Next one is yung step number 5 natin is to switch 1 to special character. Required na rin po na may at least 1 special character yan. Special characters like the number sign, exclamation mark, etc. Yan po ang mga special characters natin. Okay? Ngayon, teachers, okay? From step 1 to step number 5, okay? Yan po yung tinatawag ko, no, okay? Dito sa strategy na 'to, ang tawag po diyan is the mother password, okay? So kapag naka-create po kayo ng mother password niyo, ang gagawin niyo na lang is to use that mother password for all your accounts, okay? At ang gagawin niyo na lang is that every account, maglalagay na lang kayo ng unique characters dun sa dulo, okay? Para that connotes, no, what that is for. Say for example, mother password FB. Okay, ibig sabihin, meron kang yung mother password mo, ginamit mo, nilagyan mo lang FB kasi yun yung gagamitin mo for FB. Mother password, IG, because that password will be used for IG. Okay? Mother password, TikTok. Okay? Ibig sabihin that password will be used for TikTok. So, essentially, what happens here is that meron kang, hindi mo makakalimutan kasi meron kang mother password. At the last two characters or the few characters sa dulo, okay, will always be related to where you're using it. Okay? Kaya sobrang ako, iba-iba po ang passwords ko sa lahat ng accounts ko, sa bank account, sa aking social media accounts, everywhere, no? And then, iba-iba lang yung dulo nila. Okay? So yan po yung isang strategy natin, no, to use, no, in order to not have a one password, okay, but also not have like multiple passwords that we will forget. Okay? So napakaganda, teachers, yan na na strategy. So I hope that you can try it. Very, very useful, teachers. Okay? Okay. Aside from creating a strong password, okay, we also have to teach our students, ourselves as well, okay, to always check the security of the website. Okay, so tingnan niyo na po kagad, no, yung security ng mga website natin, okay? Kasi yung mga website natin meron ng mga red flags yan, okay? So number 1, okay, ang ating Chrome, Google Chrome, na meron siyang web filters, okay? Pwede kayong mag-filter ng mga websites, okay, na ayaw niyong ma-access ng sino man dun gamit yung Chrome niyo. Okay? So you can do that para you will never end up in those websites, okay? Second, never guess site address, okay? This is always a story that I always share to my trainees, okay? I still remember, okay, when I was using Edmodo, okay, before, okay? This Edmodo is a learning management system that was introduced before pa, no, okay? Together with Google Classroom, okay? And one of my students, okay, accidentally entered, no, instead of like Edmodo, okay? He entered Edmondo, okay? And he ended up in a porn site, okay? And you don't want that kind of mistakes kasi usually these sites are corrupted sites yung mga yan, no? Okay, they actually could be a source of phishing activities or scam activities. Okay? Check your URL, teachers. Okay? Did you know that yung sa HTTPS pa lang, okay, is also already a red flag. Okay? Kapag wala pong S dyan, possibly unsecured yung communication line. Ibig sabihin, kasi yung S doon sa HTTPS is actually means secured communication. Okay? Ibig sabihin, kapag may HTTPS, there is a way no to see to know no that this is a secured line. Okay, pag wala po yung S na yan, it's not always but could possibly be a dangerous website. Okay? Next, never open questionable sites. Okay? Marami nang naging victims before nung tinatawag nating malicious tagging sa Facebook. Okay? Kung saan tinatag po kayo sa mga posts. Okay? And then merong link na pag click mo yung link, brings you to a scam page, no? Okay? Or mga page that extract your information unwantedly. Okay? So, dangerous po yun, you know? So, kapag hindi po natin kilala yung nagtatag sa atin sa Facebook, don't click it. Okay? Napakarami po yan. Or, sabi nga ng iba, pwede nyo pong i-block yung profile nyo or i-remove yung tagging capabilities no, ng mga tao from your profile in Facebook or other social media accounts. Okay? Second, fifth reminder is if it looks unreal, it probably is. Okay? Sino po dito, taas ang kamay, okay, ng mga naka-receive na ng email or text message that you have won 800,000 pesos. Napaka-common yung email na yan, okay? Ayan, teachers, no, ay isang form of phishing activity. Okay? Ibig sabihin po niyan, once you click the link, the people on the other end can extract information from your device. Okay? So yung mga passwords mo, yung mga usernames mo, etc. They could potentially no harm your device even. Okay? So if you don't join any contest, okay, and there's no chance you're supposed to be winning a contest, don't click. Okay? Just don't. Okay? Alam ko po, we want that 800,000 pesos. I also want that, but we cannot like fall for those traps, no? Okay, teachers, okay? And of course, always choose your searches. Okay, be careful with what you search, okay? With the tagging, with the words that you're using, etc. Okay? So teachers, those are some reminders, no? Whenever we are accessing different websites, okay? Of course, aside from that, teachers, is for us to build resilience, no? With to our students, okay? Ang idea dito, teachers, is that the truth is that you will never always be there, okay? So no matter how you want to protect your students, okay, no matter how you want to like safeguard them, okay, 24/7, okay, you can never do that, okay? And plus, okay, at one point or another, your students will also graduate from your class, will also end their time na from your class. Okay, so what happens then after that? Okay, so what we need to build is their ability to navigate in the internet without losing their character. Okay, without losing their values. Okay, so wherever they are, even after your class, after they have graduated, they still bring that sense of character all through wherever they are. Okay, be it online or offline. Okay, that's the kind of resilience that we want. Okay, and that they are not easily swayed by temptations in the internet. Okay, that's the kind of students that we want. Okay, a resilient student, more than a student that knows how to navigate, student that is resilient in the internet. Okay, so that's some of the tips, teachers. Okay. 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 So far, questions, teachers, okay? Or any insights? Okay, but they truly okay. Okay, Teacher Faisa M. Haji Amir, you can review that part later on, okay? So, pwede mong balikan yung creating a strong password, okay? Very, very interesting, Teacher Faisa, okay? So, teachers, let's now move on to our next part, which is, okay, as to begin our journey, our introduction to Google Workspace for Education, okay? And the next part is on Google Workspace for Education tools, okay? Ngayon, we will not be able to, we will not cover all of them now, no, kasi meron na ako mga na-create na materials, from in my YouTube channel, okay? So for some of the most in-depth and most comprehensive walkthroughs, you can always check our YouTube channel. Okay, I have for now a comprehensive walkthrough for Google Sites, Google Classroom, Google Forms, Google Drive, Google Slides, and Google Docs. Okay, so all of those, and even Google Chrome. So actually, lahat ng mga tools na yun na-cover na natin. We also have a series that talks about all the Google Workspace for Education tools if you want to revisit them. Okay? And next week, teachers, in July, I will also be conducting Google Workspace for Education Essentials. So I will do a walkthrough of the essential tools once again with all the updates in 2022. Okay? So hintayin na lang po natin yan next month in July. Okay? Para po ma-refresh tayo. Okay? Okay, so the first thing that we have to understand though when we talk about Google Workspace for Education is that your Google Workspace for Education is a collaborative system. Okay, so that's one of the things that Google Workspace for Education focuses on. Okay, how to foster collaboration. How can one tool work with another tool? How can users migrate from one transition from one tool to another, etc. Okay? So very, very collaborative in nature ang Google Workspace for Education natin. Okay? Second, easy to use, teachers. Okay? Easy to use kasi napaka daling gamitin nitong Google Workspace natin. Hindi ganun kahirap maintindihan yung mga buttons, mga tools. Okay? Very, very simple, very fundamental yung mga functionalities niya. Okay? And of course, it's always engaging and inclusive. Okay? Google Workspace for Education has always been very inclusive when it comes to features. Okay? So it allows its users, regardless of abilities, okay? Or our differently abled users, okay, can still use our Google Workspace for Education. Plus, teachers, okay, with Google Drive's encryption level, okay, ang ating po mga tools ay safe and secure. Plus, okay, if you notice it, teachers, okay, you don't see any ads, okay, in our Google Workspace for Education tools. Kapag nag-open kayo ng Google Slides, nag-open kayo ng Google Docs, Google Drive, Gmail, you don't see any ads. Okay? That's also one way of protecting your information, your data. So your information are not shared, okay, to different advertisers, okay, or companies. Okay? So it's exclusively being used in your platform. Okay? So that's also part of the commitment of Google when it comes to safety and security of its users. Okay? Okay. So now, let's look first how do I know if I'm using a Google Workspace for Education account? Okay? So technically po, okay, lahat po ng ating mga DepEd teachers from the public education institutions, okay, you all have a Google Workspace for Education account. Okay? So yung lahat po nag-e-end at deped.gov.ph, automatic po yan. Meron po kayong Google Workspace for Education. Okay? For those who are in the private institution, okay, it depends po, okay? You have to check, okay, if your school have subscribed to Google Workspace for Education, okay? Pero take note, teachers, that Google Workspace for Education is free for all institutions, but it has to be applied by your institution, okay? So, for example, kayo po isang school, wala pa yung Google Workspace, pwede po nyong i-apply yung school nyo kay Google para magkaroon po kayo ng Google Workspace for Education. Okay? That will at least give you, if I'm not mistaken, 10,000 user accounts, okay, for your school. So malaki na po yun, Wala namang basta-basta lumalampas ng 10,000 sa population ng school natin. Okay? So that's one. And of course, if I'm not also mistaken, I don't know how many, am I like, I'm not mistaken, around 20 million, okay, user accounts for students, okay, were released for our DepEd students, okay? So yung mga DepEd students po natin, meron na rin po silang Google Workspace for Education, okay? So yan po, teachers, ang natin, okay? Clarification lang. Sir Franco, okay, what about the emails, okay, or the accounts, that ends with @gmail.com? Okay, ano pong tawag natin doon? Ang tawag niyo po doon, teachers, doon sa mga emails that you created personally ay personal Google account po ang tawag doon. So if it ends with @gmail.com, it's definitely a personal Google account. Okay? Kasi po lahat ng Google Workspace accounts po natin are customize yung backend niya. Okay? So for example, for DepEd, it's deped at .gov.ph. Okay? Iba't ibang schools, iba't iba rin po yung kanilang backend. Okay? Okay, Teacher Apple Fleurs, ating pong meron din po 'no, meron din po tayong, paid accounts 'no, okay, yun po yung tinatawag nating, mamaya po discuss ko yung mga paid accounts naman po natin, okay? So speaking of paid accounts, ito na po, okay? So meron po tayong mga paid accounts 'no, ito lang po teachers 'no, just a disclaimer, okay? I'm not selling on any of these accounts, okay? At, ito pong mga, prices 'no, okay, might have changed already pero update na lang po natin later on, okay? Pero for now, meron kang 3 levels, okay, for our Google Workspace education accounts, okay? The first level is what we call fundamentals, okay? The fundamentals is the free one, okay? So lahat po ng ating DepEd students and teachers, okay? Yung pong inyong Google Workspace accounts is what we call fundamentals account, okay? So naka-fundamentals po kayo, okay? Next one, the upgraded version, okay, is called the Google Workspace for Education Standard, okay? The standard now comes, no, at least couple of months ago, okay, comes at $3 per student per year. Okay? Hindi, by the way po, no, hindi po nabibili ang mga Google Workspace accounts individually. Okay? This has to be purchased as an institution by organization po siya. Okay? And of course, last column po tayo, ay balikan ko po yung third column later on. Last column, Google Workspace for Education Plus. Okay? Ito naman po ay it comes with a $5 per student per year payment, okay? Pero teachers, no, kung may budget tayo, kayang-kaya po 'yan, okay? Imagine that's like 250 pesos per year per student, okay? So hindi na po sobrang kalakihan, okay? And the last one is what we call teaching and learning upgrade, okay? Ito po ay paid per license, okay? So hindi po ito yung teaching and learning upgrade, pwede po siyang bilhin per teacher or per student, okay? So for example, naka-fundamentals ka, okay? And you want more access to more teachers, you can actually upgrade some of your teachers to teaching and learning upgrade para makuha nila yung accounts na yon. Okay, so you can do that, okay? It comes with $4 per license per month. Medyo mas mahal po lang siya, no? Okay? So teachers, at least alam po natin, no, kung nasan po yung ating mga accounts, okay? Kung ano po yung mga things that we get to have an access with, okay? Ngayon, couple of things lang, no? For example, ano yung mga implications nito? Kapag naka-fundamentals ka, for example, ang wala na ngayon, kapag sa Google Meet, for example, wala na tayong recording kapag naka-fundamentals po tayo. Notice that, no? Wala pong recording ang fundamentals account natin. Okay? So, ang recording po kasi now becomes only available in the Education Plus account. Okay? So, may mga ganong klase ng implication, no? Kasi syempre, yung ating Education Plus, no, yung the most premium and the most the premium account, no, definitely has to come, no, with an extra layer of features and functionalities. Okay? Yan. Okay, so yan po ang ating different accounts teachers. Okay? Ngayon, puntahan naman natin kay yung ating iba't ibang tools that we can access. No? These are the fundamental tools that we have access with using a Google Workspace account. Pero, okay, teachers, okay, huwag natin pong kalimutan na kahit po gumagamit tayo ng personal Google account, okay, pwede pa rin po nating ma-access itong mga tools na to. Anong difference lang? Okay? You know what, teachers? The biggest difference, if you're using a Google Workspace account against a personal Google account, is that yung pong Google Workspace account nyo, mas secured. Kasi naka-organization po yun. Okay? Your Google Admin Console, your IT administrators can put up different security measures in order to protect your identity, your information in the internet. Okay? While kapag naka-personal Google account po tayo, medyo mahirap po yung i-protect kasi individual accounts po yan. Okay? So let's now go to the different applications we will have an access with when when we use our Google Workspace accounts. Okay? The first one is that you have a centralized online storage for Google Workspace for Education. Okay? So far right now, teachers, okay, ang ating Google Workspace for Education, okay, fundamentals sa mga DepEd teachers po natin, okay, your accounts now do no longer have a unlimited storage, okay? Ang storage po natin ngayon is at 100 terabytes, okay, per organization. Okay? Kaya lang, wag po kayong mag-worry, teachers, no? So, paano yun? Eh, ang laki-laki ng DepEd. Okay? So, 100 terabytes lang ba for the entire DepEd? No, don't worry, teachers. Okay? Kahit po ang buong teachers natin tsaka mga students natin, naka-deped.gov.ph, okay? You are, as far as I know, no? Okay? You are actually grouped as divisions. Okay? So, by division po kayo. Okay? So, hindi po kayo per buong bansa, no? Naka-lump together sa 100 terabyte community pool natin. Okay? So, yung ating pong online storage. Now, teachers, okay? Primarily, information in Google Drive are online, okay? So you'll have to have connection to be able to access your files, okay? Pero, okay, meron ding offline modality ang Google Drive, no? We'll go to that tomorrow, okay? Very briefly, no, para I could show you some updates in Google Drive, okay? And of course, abangan din natin yan sa Google Workspace for Education Essentials kasi magkakaroon ako ng complete walkthrough ng Google Drive, okay? Next one, we have the learning management system of Google, okay, which is the Google Classroom. Madami pong gumamit niya during the pandemic. Okay? So basically, this is in order to facilitate the learning or online learning of our students, giving assignments, okay, materials, okay, communication lines, etc. Okay? So kilalang-kilala na rin naman natin yung Google Classroom. Kasama rin yan, by the way, sa aking Google Workspace for Education Essentials in July. We also have Google Sites, okay? So it's a no-coding website builder, okay? I'm telling you, teachers, this is one of the best tools there is in the Google Workspace for Education. If you haven't explored it, give it a try, do explore it right now, okay? You will be amazed using Google Sites, no? The ease of use and your ability to create websites in no time, okay? Like, in example, in 30 minutes, you have a professional-looking website. Definitely fact teachers, no? Okay? Something to look at, okay? And of course, again, no, hindi siya nagre-require ng HTML experience or JavaScript or coding experience. Okay? You can easily put up a website because it's a drag and drop, it has a drag and drop functionality, okay? And of course, meron din tayong Google Docs, okay? It's a word processor for creating documents, okay? And upgraded na rin ang Google Docs natin, no? It's no longer just your usual word processing application. Napakadami na rin yung pwedeng gawin, okay? Do check out no, our, I uploaded a complete walkthrough of Google Docs in our channel as well. If you want to watch it, okay? And you want to get to know more about Google Docs, okay? So, ano yun? Comprehensive walkthrough of Google Docs, okay? You also have your Google Slides, okay, for presentation maker. I also have a complete walkthrough of this, okay, if you want. And this allows you to create presentations, amazing presentations, and even collaborate with someone else. Okay, so this is a presentation that allows you to have someone else simultaneously editing the same presentation. Okay. You also have, of course, an application for analyzing and processing data. Okay, so this is the Google Sheets. This is equivalent to your Microsoft Excel. Okay, so for those who are using Microsoft Excel, most people lang would usually ask, no, Sir Franco, what's the caveat in using Google Sheets? No, if I'm from I'm Microsoft Excel. Okay, the first thing that you have to remember is that formulas and functions do not always follow, no? Okay. So sometimes the formula and functions in in Microsoft Excel is different to Google Sheets. That's one thing that you have to take note of. Okay. And then of course, teachers, isa rin sa magandang collaboration ng Microsoft and Google. Lahat po ng ating Microsoft files, if you put that into your Google Drive, it's automatically converted. So nagagamit po natin ang mga tools natin or mga files natin from Microsoft Excel into Google Workspace nang walang kahirap-hirap. So when you open, for example, a Microsoft Word file in Google Drive, it opens up to Google Docs. When you open a Microsoft PowerPoint presentation in Google Drive, it opens up to Google Slides. Okay? And of course, if you open an Excel file in Google Drive, it opens up to Google Sheets. Okay? Question lang, meron akong question from Teacher Alan Asenas. Okay? This one is, okay lang po ba na ibang email gamit ko sa okay lang po. Okay, akala ko po question about our session. But yes, Teacher Alan, you can use any email naman, no problem. Okay? And of course, you also have your Google Forms. Isa rin to sa mga itatakal ko sa Google Workspace for Education Essentials, okay, in July, okay? So I will have a complete walkthrough of Google Form, no, kasi napaka-powerful nito, okay? And we'll also be adding, no, certain advanced features of Google Form such as the regex, okay, or the regular expression, okay, in our Google Forms exploration in July, okay? So abangan na lang po natin yan, okay? This one is just an information, no, for everyone's information about the different tools you have access with, okay? Of course, you have the email servicing of Google, okay? So teachers, as early as now, i-correct na po natin yung ating terminologies, okay? Gmail is the application, okay? Not the account, okay? So yung mga accounts po natin that ends with @gmail.com, that's what we call personal Google account, okay? Officially, Gmail refers to the application or the email servicing application of Google. Okay, so that's one thing that you have to correct, no? You might encounter that in the examination. And of course, meron din tayong Google Meet, video conferencing tool, okay? No, before actually, no, this is actually a paid application, kasama siya ng Education Plus. Pero now, even if you're not using Education Plus, okay, or Enterprise before, you can now use Google Meet. Although ngayon, natanggal na nga yung recording session natin. Okay? Pero otherwise, okay, you still have 396 accumulated calling hours per 2 weeks sa Google Meet natin. Okay? So, pwede nyo rin po magamit pa rin yan, no? Okay? Ng mga teachers natin. Okay? And ito, isa rin sa mga rarely explored, okay? Pero napakaganda ring tool from the Google Workspace for Education, which is the Google Chat. Okay? Ito po ay isang personal messaging application by Google, okay? Sino po dito, no? Alam ko po madami ditong naiinis, no, kapag nagme-message sa mga students nila kasi nyari using Viber or Facebook Messenger, ang hirap minsan mag-announce kasi pag nag-announce ka at nag-reply ng okay and noted yung mga students mo na wala na yung announcement mo. Tama ba ako? Okay? 'Di ba sobrang problematic noon. Okay? But Google Chat, no, what Google Chat does, okay, is that it has a threading capability. Ibig sabihin po ng threading is that your conversations are grouped. Okay? So pag meron kang conversation, meron siyang sariling reply button. You create a new conversation, may sarili rin siyang reply button. So your conversations are actually organized into meaningful chunks in your Google Chat. Okay? To some extent, Teacher Lord Lena, yes, okay? Google Meet, no, is also you could be considered as Skype, no? Okay? Kasi meron siyang video conferencing capabilities. Okay? Yes, okay. Thank you so much, Teacher Gash, no, for that comment as well. Okay? So gamit na gamit po, Teachers Plus. Again, mas secured, okay? At hindi po naghahalo-halo yung inyong chats. Kasi sa Google Chat, nakahiwalay ang personal chats at saka mga group chats. Okay? So you can definitely take advantage of that organization. By the way, group chats in Google Chat is called Spaces now. Okay? Spaces. Napakaganda po. Okay? And of course, another not so well-known tool from the Google Workspace, okay, na pwede nyo rin pong explore is the Google Groups. Okay? We will briefly explore that next tomorrow, no? Okay? When we talk about communication tools as well. Okay? Pero just for everyone's information lang, Google Groups, no, is actually a tool that allows you to build communities, okay, for easy sending of materials, okay, messaging, conversations, discussions, etc. Okay, so yan po ang Google Groups natin. Okay? Okay, and of course, nabanggit kanina, I don't know if it's Teacher Gash Lanzar, no? Okay? That he likes Google Jamboard na isa naman pong online whiteboard application na naka-integrate sa ating Google Meet. Okay? You can open a whiteboard application in Google Meet, no, called Google Jamboard. You can also open Google Jamboard separately though. Okay? So it's basically, it allows you to use whiteboards for brainstorming, for collaboration, even for lessons din. No? Ginagamit din ng mga teachers for their lessons. Okay? So that's Google Jamboard naman. Okay? Now, okay, baka lang po makriticize ako, no? Okay? Sir Franco, akala ko ba ang Google Workspace for Education walang ads? Okay? Bakit kasama si YouTube dito? May ads si YouTube. Now, to clarify lang teachers, no, is that while officially, okay, YouTube is not really part of the Google Workspace for Education, okay? Kasi nga po may ads siya, hindi siya kasama dun sa terms of agreement ni Google, no, with the Education Department of the US, okay? Pinopromote pa rin ni Google yung paggamit ni YouTube as an educational tool. Pero kasi sa totoo lang, napaka-massive, no, ng resources that you can get from YouTube, okay? So we still use YouTube, no, but of course with caution and with so much care, okay? Kasi nga we don't want hindi ano talaga siya, no, hindi siya completely protected or completely secured for our students, okay? Maraming salamat Teacher Gail Comeros, no, playlist of lessons, okay? Pwedeng-pwede yung gawin sa inyong YouTube, no? I-highlight ko lang yung comment na yan ni Teacher Gail, okay? Isa yan sa mga pag-uusapan natin on the third day, no, or third session natin dito sa ating Google Workspace for Education. Okay? Okay, now, so aside from that, no, meron ka pang Google Calendar, Google Keeps, Google Tasks, etc. So these are some of the other tools that you can also have access with. Okay? Now, how to access your tools? Okay, so your tools now can be accessed, no, using our Google Chrome. Okay? So in the Google Chrome, there is a button called the Google Apps Launcher. That's the 9 dots icon. Sige nga, test nga natin yung mga teachers natin from the community kasi they should know this, okay? What's the other term for the Google Apps Launcher na ginagamit ng community? What's the other term na ginagamit natin dito? Yan, okay? So, hintayin ko lang sa chat, no? Siyempre, matagal lumabas yung aking comment, no? Or aking conversation, okay? So, there's a term for that, no? That Google Apps Launcher, okay? So, lipat mo na ako. Ayan, lumabas na. Waffle icon. Okay? Kasi mukha po siyang waffle. No? Okay? So, if you now, the question before we go to the waffle icon, no, is that, Sir Franco, can we access Google Workspace for Education using other browsers? Okay? Like, for example, pwede po ba siya sa Microsoft Edge, Safari, or Mozilla Firefox? Okay? The answer to that question is yes. Okay? You can access your tools, okay, or the Google Workspace tools in other browsers. But here's the catch. Okay? When you use Google Workspace tools with other browsers, not Google Chrome, okay, you will lose some of its features. Okay? So, nawawala yung ibang features ng Google Workspace tools mo kasi hindi Google Chrome ang ginamit mo. So, for optimized experience in Google Workspace, use Google Chrome. Okay? So, yun lang ang ating tip for everyone. Okay? Ngayon, pag pumunta tayo sa ating Google Chrome, okay, on the upper right corner of our Google Chrome, you will see here that icon, okay, that waffle icon, or otherwise known as the Google Apps Launcher. Okay, so it's, or the Google Apps Drawer. Okay, when you click that, this will show you all the apps that you have access with. Okay, so yan yung mga apps na pwede mo ma-access using your Google Workspace account. Okay, so actually, aside from the ones that I mentioned, ang dami mo pang pwedeng ma-access, no, using your accounts. Okay, and take note as well that your Google Apps Launcher is can be arranged. Okay, for example, you can easily drag applications, okay, on top or below, which ones are your priorities. Okay, so for example, that one. Let me also drag my Google Drive app, okay, because I usually use that. Okay, so there. Okay, so I have Gmail, Google Meet, and Google Drive as the primary applications that I want access with, no, in my applications. Okay, so that's your Google Apps Launcher. Okay, now aside from that, teachers, no, aside from that, okay, we also have, or we also follow a sort of like a formula in accessing or a formula for URL for the different applications ni Google, which is productsname.google.com. Okay, so lahat po ng mga products, no, under the Google Workspace for Education, okay, will always end with google.com. Okay, so say for example, you want to access slides, you simply type slides.google.com. Okay, you want to access docs, you just type in docs.google.com. You want to go to your Gmail, you just type in mail.google.com. So say for example, right here, okay, if I go to my browser again, okay, so if I just type in here if I go to slides.google.com, okay, that actually will bring me to Google Slides. Okay. Okay. Or if I change that, for example, I type in sites.google.com, brings me to Google Sites. Okay, that's our formula, our access point to our tools. No? Aside from that, okay, meron din tayong tinatawag na creating a blank document shortcut. Okay, so if you want naman to create a blank document right away, okay, from your Google Workspace tools, okay, you can simply type in the name of the product, okay, that new, that opens up to a new document. Say, for example, if I type sites that new, right, that now opens a new website, okay, which I can edit. If I type in, for example, docs that new, that opens up a new document, okay. If I type, for example, sheets that new, okay, that now opens up a new spreadsheet. Okay, so you can easily navigate, no, or go to these particular tools. Okay, so those are our access points. Okay, aside from the teachers, let's not forget that our tools, no, from the Google Workspace also have an equivalent mobile and mobile applications. Okay, so you can also download it into your mobile phones or tablets, no, for ease of use. Okay, so ang ating Google Workspace tools can be accessed across devices, okay, and across platforms. No, so regardless if you're using an iOS or Android devices, you should be able to access all of our tools. Okay. Okay. Next thing in this in our session for today. Okay. Okay, so questions okay, before we move in to Google Chrome. Yes po, no? Teacher, okay. Yes, na Teacher Lord Lena, to some extent, no? Itong mga platforms that you mentioned are having like similarities in terms of like functionalities, okay? Yes, Teacher Lena Cato, tama po si Teacher Erlerson Lawrence Agnilla, no? For academic papers, you can always visit Google Scholar. We'll go to that later on. No? I also try to walk you through in Google Scholar as well. Okay? Now, our next one, okay, that we have to talk about for today is Google Chrome. Okay, so this is one of the most important, no, as we navigate through the Google Workspace. Okay, so bakit po natin to kailangan? Okay, ito pong Google Chrome, okay, is a way or a gateway, no, for our Google Workspace tools kasi most, actually all of our tools from the Google Workspace, okay, ay accessible, okay, using the browser. Browser-based po ang mga tools natin in Google Workspace. Okay, ibig sabihin, you have to access it using a browser, and as I've said, no, the best way to access your tools is via Google Chrome. Okay, so you could maximize, okay, the full extent, okay, of your Google Workspace accounts or Google Workspace tools. Okay, so Google Chrome. Kung wala pa sa cellphone nyo, download na. Okay? Pero malabo, no? Kung naka-Android po kayo, automatic may Google Chrome yan. Okay? So sa mga desktop po natin, of course, you can also download the Google Chrome application, or sa mga laptops po natin, you can also do that. Okay? Okay, now, let's explore Google Chrome. Okay, so and the first thing, okay, again, si Google Chrome po is the browser application of Google. Okay, ngayon to do this, okay, to explore first, no, the first thing that you might want to do with Google Chrome is to sign in. Okay, that's the first thing that you have to do. Okay, upon, for example, getting your accounts, okay, or activating your Google Workspace accounts, okay, or kung hindi nyo po nagagawa, make sure that you are signed in to your Google Chrome. Okay, why sign in? Okay, because our Google Workspace for Education tools, no, follow what we call a integrated login. Okay? Ang ibig sabihin po ng integrated login, okay, kapag naka-login na po tayo sa Google Chrome, lahat po ng tools nyo would no longer ask for a login. So for example, nag-login na kayo sa Chrome, ma-access nyo na yung Drive, Mail, Sites, Slides, Calendar, all of those tools without signing in and signing out. Okay? Ang tawag po natin doon, integrated login. Okay? So let me just go over to that one. Okay? So when you go to your Google Chrome, okay, upper right corner once again, okay, right here, naka-sign in na po ako. So makita niyo po yung thumbnail ko, no? Okay? And that's an indicator. If you see your thumbnail on the upper right corner, ibig sabihin naka-sign in po kayo. Kung wala pa dyan yung thumbnail nyo at nang nakalagay dyan sign in, ibig sabihin you haven't signed in. Okay? And that will sometimes cause problems, okay, or disruptions kasi you have to sign in and sign out in every tools that you will be visiting in your Google Workspace for Education. Okay, so again, our first order of business, okay, is to sign in order to sync your information. Okay? At ang maganda rin po niyan, no, kapag naka-sign in na po kayo sa Chrome nyo, okay, kapag nag-access kayo sa ibang browser, okay, lahat po ng mga settings nyo, okay, nadadala nyo po dun sa other device na yun. So, for example, nag-sign in ako sa laptop, okay, lumipat ako ng desktop, nag-sign in din ako doon. So, kung ano man yung settings ko ng aking browser sa laptop ko, yun din po ang settings ng browser ko sa aking desktop. Okay, so basically that's how it happens, no? And that's how logins, no, or signing in could actually help you use Google Workspace with much more efficiency. Okay. Next one is for creating, managing, and searching and editing bookmarks. Napaka-importante rin po at napakahalaga, okay, for our accounts, no? Okay, or sa pagbabrowse po natin, okay, sa Google Chrome, okay, yung paggamit ng bookmarks. Kasi for one, napakadami po nating websites na pinupuntahan, okay? Laging may website pupuntahan, for example, mga links, okay, etc. Okay? And bookmarking is one way of organizing those links so you could easily go back to it. Okay? Teachers, minsan ang hindi na-realize ng mga teachers natin or users po natin, that even mga Zoom links, okay, or mga meeting links, okay, pwede rin siyang i-bookmark. Okay? So ako yan ang ginagawa ko. Kasi sa school namin, we use Zoom, okay? So kapag may mga importanteng links, no, yung link ng aming department chairperson, link ng school, link ng classes ko, etc., link ng other teachers, no, binubookmark ko yun. Para anytime I have to attend their classes or I have to go to their classes or I attend to these meetings, I could easily go there. Okay? Go there. Okay? Etc. And of course, kapag napakahalaga sa akin ng website, I want to use it often because it's my primary resource, okay? I would bookmark it. Okay? Ngayon, itong bookmarks po na teachers, kung hindi po natin siya napapansin, are the different websites, okay, or buttons just below the address bar. Okay? By the way, teachers, for everyone's information, yung address bar po natin na nasa taas, okay, ang tawag po natin dyan officially in the Google community ay Omnibox. Okay? It's also the same as this. Okay? So yung address bar nyo po sa taas plus itong search bar po nito sa gitna, yung kung saan po tayo nagsa-search ng mga keywords, okay, or ng mga websites, parehas lang po yung teachers, no? Ang tawag din po dyan ay Omnibox. Okay? Bakit po siya Omnibox? Okay? It's because it functions both as an address bar and a search bar. So dual functionality po kasi siya. Okay? Yan, maraming salamat Teacher Nanette for putting that name, no, into the chat. Okay? So ngayon, going back, no? Okay, let's now proceed to exploring bookmarking. Okay? Now, to bookmark teachers, okay, pag nagbo-bookmark po tayo ng ating web pages, no, unfortunately, dahil po naka-share tab ako ngayon, no, hindi ko po mapapakita yung taas ng aking tabs ng aking screen, okay? So, but you will see on the upper right corner, just above your second thumbnail, okay? Just far right ng ating address bar, may makikita po kayo dong 3 dots, okay? Those 3 dots actually your your access, okay, to your bookmarks. You will see there a menu and you will see bookmarks, okay? Let me just go to bookmarks then, okay? To bookmarks manager para lang po mapakita ko, ano, okay? So this, for example, my bookmarks manager, okay? So this is where all my bookmarks actually ends up, okay? So as you can see here now, Gmail, YouTube, StreamYard, KTS website editor, Google Analytics, Google AdSense, Wakelet, Trainer Site, and GCT Perks, no, are all my bookmark websites, okay? And you can easily manage them here, okay? If you look at the 3 dots here, okay, that will allow you to edit, okay, or to delete, okay, or to copy or to paste, okay, open to a new tab, open to a new window, or open in an incognito window. Okay, so that's easily how you can access it. Okay, so again, napaka-useful po at napaka-daming gamit, no, ng bookmarking po natin. And don't forget as well na kapag nagbo-bookmark po tayo, dahil nakasync ang ating accounts, pwede rin tayong mag-view ng ating mga mobile bookmarks, okay? Kasi pwede rin po kayo mag-bookmark in your mobile applications ng Chrome. And you can also open those bookmarks here in your Chrome. Okay, so pwedeng-pwede nyo rin po yang gawin dito. Okay? So that's for managing. That's for adding, no? Adding, searching, and managing your bookmarks or editing your bookmarks, okay, in Google Chrome. Okay? Yan, maraming salamat sa mga pagbate sa ating chat. Okay? Next one, okay, is keeping your information private with incognito. Okay? So ito, teachers, napakahalaga po sa atin, no? Itong pag-open ng incognito window. Okay? Because sharing an incognito window, let me just transition to an incognito window. Okay? Okay. Okay, so teachers, pag tayo po ay nag-open ng incognito window, no, okay, that actually allows us to do private browsing. Okay, so kapag nag-open po tayo ng ating private incognito window, that's also in the same spot, no, upper right corner, 3 dots, open a new incognito window. Okay, so basically what happens is that you can minimize your digital footprint. Okay, kasi hindi po nag-iiwan yan ng mga saved passwords, okay, or mga entered passwords, okay. Even your browsing history is also not recording, okay. So that allows you for a more private browsing according to Teacher Aisa Abdulia, no, okay. And this is one really good way of preventing people from accessing your important information, okay, using private incognito. But here's the catch, teachers, no, okay. In the recent update of Google Workspace for Education, okay, lahat po ng accounts natin have been classified as 18 years old and below. Yes, so sana, no, pati po sana yung user naging na rin, 18 years old and below, no. Pero na-reclassify po kasi ang mga accounts natin. So, if you are not able to access your private incognito, okay, ibig sabihin po, your IT administrator have not yet reclassified your accounts as over 18. Okay? Okay? So yan po yung magiging concern nyo doon sa recent update natin. But otherwise, you should be able to access your private incognito. Okay? Next is using the Chrome Omnibox, okay, including instant searches. So again, sabi ko nga kanina, okay, ang atin pong ang atin pong search bar kay Google, no, is called an Omnibox, okay? So yan po nakita nyo sa gitna na yan, kasama na rin yung nasa taas na address bar, ang tawag po natin dyan ay Omnibox, okay? So you can easily type in keywords dito or use your microphone to dictate certain keywords, etc. For browsing. Okay, that's what your Omnibox, no, or the search bar, okay, can do for you. Okay? Next one is browsing and searching the Chrome Web Store for classroom content. Okay, so you can, there's also what we call, no, yung tinatawag nating, what we call this, okay? Okay, Chrome Web Store, okay, kung saan pwede po tayong mag-browse ng mga applications, okay, or yung mga tinatawag nating extensions, okay, in order to further maximize, okay, or add functionalities to our different Google Workspace for Education tools, okay? So ganito, teachers, no, basically yung idea nito, okay? Bakit merong ganun? Bakit kailangan ko pang mag-add ng application in order for a feature to be added to my Google Workspace tools? Kasi by principle, okay? Ang idea ni Google Workspace for Education, ni Google, no, in general, is that it wants to give, no, more liberty and more like space for educators to customize their tools, okay? Kaya hindi niya nilalagay lahat ng mga features so that you can fully customize it just what exactly you need, okay? Kaya instead of like putting all the features, okay, what Google did is to build a fundamental basic structure for the tools and then just allow certain third-party applications to fill in certain features, okay? Para you can customize your experience, okay? Okay, let me just share my Chrome Web Store for extensions. So this is Chrome Web Store, okay? I hope that you can see it right now. Yes, right there, okay? Let me share the link to the Chrome Web Store in our chat right now, okay? So you can also access it, okay? So this one, okay, is where you find your extensions, okay? So yan po, teachers, okay? If I just zoom into this, okay, you will find here your extensions, okay? That's what we call our applications, no? That we add to our Google Workspace tools, okay? So kapag nag-add po tayo ng extensions, basically what happens is that it's being added into your Chrome and essentially being added to that particular tool where it's meant to work. Okay? So for example, meron po kasi tayong mga tools or extensions na for Google Slides, meron tayong mga extensions na for Google Drive, or yan, katulad ng sinabi ni Teacher Marjo kanini, no, meron din tayong mga tools like Bitmoji that allows you to create Bitmoji. Okay? So yan po basically ang extensions. Extensions by definition are applications or ways to access third-party application or to engage with third-party applications or web-based applications. Okay? So teachers, while I'm exploring this with the teachers, okay, please also indulge us. Type in the chat your recommended extensions. Okay? So right now, for example, okay, of course, no, I always tell teachers, okay, one of the best extensions that you will encounter, no, in Google in Chrome Web Store is the Mode extension, okay, that allows you to record or to send audio comments, okay, in Google Docs, Google Slides, and even Google Sheets, okay. Pwede ka na rin magbigay ngayon ng audio mail or even record an audio in your Google form. So pwede ka rin magpasagot, no, ng audio, no. So sa mga English teachers natin, kung gusto mo ng oral examination and you want it to be submitted via Google Forms, pwede mo nang gamitin yan or gawin yan using a Mote extension. Okay? And of course, nandiyan din, for example, wag natin kakalimutan, okay, yung napaka-powerful na Edpuzzle extension. Okay? So ito namang Edpuzzle extension allows you to right away record your screen. Ayan. So mga naghahanap ng recording ng screens nila, eto na, okay? Ang hinahanap nyo, okay? Yung stream, yung Edpuzzle extension na yan. Yan, Grammarly, Dual-less, okay? Na-encounter ko na rin before yan, no? Okay, if you want like, if I'm mistaken, no, Dual-less yung ano natin, yung sort of like it arranges into like a split screen, okay? Grammarly, sobrang gamit na gamit din, okay? Make sure that you also have Grammarly para someone will assist you with grammar and spellings, okay? Movavi, also for screen recording, okay? Teacher, Masinas, di ko pa na-explore yung one tab, no? But again, okay, we can always explore that, okay? Now, teachers, okay, that's when you want to add an extension, just click on it, okay? When you click on that extension, you will see here, add to Chrome, right there, okay? Now, once you click that add to Chrome, it will simply prompt you to go some details, okay, add certain permissions, etc. Don't worry, all of these application extensions, okay, have gone through security check by Google, so they're safe and sound, okay? So even if you add it and give them permissions, they won't harm your data or information or mga files nyo po sa Google Drive nyo, okay? So that's how you do it. And of course, okay, kapag gusto niyo pong mag-share ng inyong extension, nyari, gusto niyo i-share sa mga students nyo, you can just simply copy the URL of that extension. For example, right now, naka-open po ako sa isang extension. I will go to the URL address bar, copy it, okay, and send it. Say for example, okay, i-send ko po sa inyo ngayon dito yung link to the Edpuzzle. Ayan, gusto ko rin pakita yan. Yan kay suggestion teacher Leia Isidora. Gamit na gamit ko rin po yan, ano, yung ating mail track extension. Okay? So, hanapin din po natin yan kasi napakaganda rin yung extension na yan, mail track. Okay? What it does is that it allows you to track if your email has been sent and read by the recipients. Okay? So, hindi na pwedeng magkunwari or ano yung mga estudyante natin na, ay, teach, hindi ko po nabasa yung email nyo, okay? But you have a record, no? Nakita mo, nakita niya, nabasa niya, inopen niya yung email mo. Okay, that's one way no to monitor our email. So thank you so much, Teacher Leia Isidora, no, for that suggestion. Okay? Yan, Teacher Erlyn, maraming salamat, no? Spelling exercises, okay? So teachers, okay, dito natin nakukuha, no, sa Chrome Web Store, itong mga bagay na to, okay? You can definitely make use of the Chrome Web Store for this one, okay? Okay, next one, teachers, okay, are there questions, okay? Before we take a short 5-minute break, para po makahinga tayo ng konti, maka-stretch break tayo, at saka maka-health break po tayo before we go further, okay, with some other applications, no, under the Google Workspace for education. Okay? Ayan. Okay, nagkikita-kita na mga teachers natin. Okay? Ayan, si Teacher May, Teacher Leia, okay? Who are all here. Okay? And of course, we are all community of learners. No? We learn, no, with each other. Okay, so teachers, okay? If there are no questions, okay, let's take a 5-minute break, no? And while teachers are on break, no, having a stretch break, okay, so pwede nyo muna pong i-pause yan, or kaya kumain muna or uminom ng tubig, tumayo, mag-stretch, teachers, okay? But while we're doing that, I'll be giving some reminders once again for our teachers who are here, okay? So please be reminded once again, teachers, okay, that for those who are accepted in the CPD program, okay, the attendance code will be given later on. Okay, for those who were not accepted in the CPD program but are here, you will receive an evaluation link later on, which you can accomplish to receive a certificate of participation. Okay? Ayan. Okay? And teachers, Teacher Lord Lena, baka po hindi po tayo pumasok sa cut-off na 1,000 participants kasi yun lang po ang allowed sa amin ng CPD Council, no? 1,000 participants lang po. Okay? But teachers, don't worry, yung mga hindi po nakatanggap, okay? Don't worry that we have monthly CPD programs, okay? At lahat po kayo, no, as much possible, try namin i-accommodate. At next month, tinaasan na po namin yung slots namin. We're now at 2,000 slots na po. Okay, so mas madami na po tayong ma-accommodate. Mas madami na tayong mapapadalhan ng email confirmation. Okay? Teacher May Ann Sultan, okay, paano po maka-join ng CPD? Teacher May Ann Sultan, nagre-release po kami ng sign-up at registration every start of the month. Okay? So abangan po natin yan. Stay in tune lang po or standby lang po tayo sa ating Facebook page kasi dyan po namin pinupost ang ating monthly CPD programs. Okay? So we have a lineup up to September or October actually. Okay, so we have CPD programs lined up already until October.